Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Mikey Kershaw pitches a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
The Dodgers get the series split with the Braves. Why Tyler Glasnow left the team for now. Yoshinobu Yamamoto looks like an ace. We got Dodgers news, rumors, and nuggets. All that more coming up next on the #1 Dodgers post-game show in the game.
Another payoff. Fetty got him with a slider. Hernandez, Mookie, mashed. It's a grand slam. 83 and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for joining us after the Dodgers get the dub. They beat the Atlanta Braves. They give the Braves the ATL at Truist Park. They win by a final score of 9-0. 9-0 in your Los Angeles Dodgers. Their 89th win of the season. They improved to 89 wins on the year. You got to love that. 89-61, up 4 games up on the San Diego Padres. The Padres have already clinched the season series against the Dodgers, so think of that as essentially a 3-game lead. They're 5.5 games up on the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers, they have the season series on the D-backs, so think of that as a 6.5 game lead. And then when you look at the race for the league and the best record in baseball, the Dodgers are behind currently right now the Phillies by 1 game, and they're up a couple games up on the Brewers. Dodgers have the season series on the Brewers as well, so you want to get those first couple of spots. But lots to talk to you about on this one. First and foremost, let me know where you're representing Dodgers Nation from. Antonio Currio, what's up, Tony Taters? Yeah, I'll tell you guys why I was on the IL. I'm pretty much still on the IL. Funny, not a funny story at all, actually, but I actually just got back from the hospital a couple of minutes ago. But you know, Dodgers baseball doesn't sleep for anyone, and we got to be here for you guys 24/7, 365. So I had to jump on right away. We got Miguel Rojas carried like Sam carried Frodo. Early comment of the show. Early comment of the show from Rengoku81XX. You got to love that. And yeah, we'll break down this game in depth because I thought it was a major statement for this Dodgers team to split that series. By the way, not a big victory lap guy. Not going to be that guy. But that is the now 8th series in a row that I've actually predicted. I didn't predict the Angels series. I would have probably picked the split. I would have probably picked the Dodgers sweep, so I would have lost that one. But of the last 8 series that I predicted, that's 8-0. I said on the Friday show the Dodgers would go 2-2 in this series. Sure enough, they split this series and go 2-2. So I'm hot. I'm hot right now. I'm hot. Let's see what we got. I'll give you my Marlins prediction tomorrow. But you bring up Miguel Rojas, and that cannot be overstated. It's an understatement. And to talk about his value for this team. Miguel Rojas is certainly one of the MVPs of this ball club this season. And you talk about the top of the 3rd inning tonight. Miguel Rojas draws a leadoff walk on 6 pitches. Then he steals 3rd. And then Kike Hernandez, he strikes out swinging. But Rojas, he ends up scoring on a wild pitch by Max Fried to give the Dodgers their first run of the night. And there was some tension in this one, especially when you look at the fact that Yamamoto had 10 runners in scoring position. The Braves were 0-10 in those situations, so there was tension early on this one, but Rojas, such a heads-up base runner, such a heads-up ball player, and you had Riley basically playing shortstop at that point, so he's inching up. He's taking a good lead off third, and the first sign of a wild pitch, Miguel Rojas, he comes in to score. So, look, every single World Series winning team, every single championship level team has players like Miguel Rojas, has guys that can find a way to impact the game in a lot of different ways, and he did that tonight. Blake Schmidt, thank you so much. A $4.99 super chat. Go Dodgers. Last two games made me more excited for the playoffs than the first two did. It's a fire take. It's a fire take right there. Bats picking up. Good sign offensively. Yeah, absolutely. That's the big story. Joe Rodriguez, I'm going to give you a bruh on that one. D-Mac, are you pregnant? Tortas for everybody from Alex. Why did Glasgow? We'll talk about that in a little bit. D-Mac for MVP. What up, Daniel? I called the split too, so give yourself a little round of applause, a little pat on the back. You can pop yourself some invisible champagne like that one dude. Give you a little, I'll give myself a bruh for that actually. D-Mac, be that guy. What up, James Rodriguez? 9 runs on 4 hits is crazy. Yeah, that's pretty wild when you think about it. Both teams had 4 hits today. Dodgers with 4, Braves with 4, but the Dodgers had 9 runs and the Braves had 0. A donut, a big bagel for the Atlanta Braves. So yeah, it's a great point by you, and that really is a testament to the heads-up base running by Miguel Rojas in that inning to get things going. But really, the first story we'll get into in this game has to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Another very impressive showing for Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the night. He gave up no runs on 4 hits, had 3 strikeouts, 2 walks in 4 innings of work through 72 pitches, 42 for strikes. The ERA for the season down to 2.63. So, yeah, he does go the same amount of innings as he did in his last start, but the difference being the pitch count was higher. In his last start against the Cubs, he went 4 innings, had a 59-pitch outing, and tonight 72 pitches. So you are stretching him out a little bit more on this one. And really, I mean, it was 4 innings, but it had the stress level of really a 5, 6, or 7 inning start when you look at the opportunities that he gave to the Braves in this one. The bottom of the first inning, he issued a leadoff walk to Harris, and that was on 7 pitches. He comes back to strike out Soler. He gets him looking at a 4-seam fastball up in the zone, dotted nicely. Then Harris steals second, and then he was safe at third after a throwing error by Will Smith. Then next batter, Ozuna, 2-1 count. He ground out to second, and then he walks. Then next batter, Matt Olson, he walks him on 4 pitches. So really missing with the splitter badly. He was missing arm side with that splitter, missing glove side with that curveball at his 4-seam. So not a good sequence there by Yamamoto. But with a runner on first, a runner on third, he gets Laureano to ground to a fielder's choice to third to get out of the inning. Then you jump to the bottom of the second inning. He issues a leadoff double to Sean Murphy. Just couldn't put him away in that at bat. Had him down the count 0-2. Murphy fouled off a couple pitches, throws a ball on the 5th pitch, misses with that 4-seam fastball on the 6th pitch. Just let the 4-seam fastball a little too much out of the plate. Caught too much of that plate. Murphy, talented hitter, he doubles to center. Then he comes back, next hitter, gets Arcia to ground out for the second out. Then strikes out Urshela on 3 pitches, and finally gets Merrifield to ground to second to end the inning. So they get no runs on 1 hit, another missed opportunity for the Braves there. Then bottom of the 3rd inning, Harris singled to left. Soler doubled. And then what a great, this is a play of the night. Play of the night, Soler doubled to center, and Tommy Edman, he plays it nicely off the wall, and he makes a relay to Kike. Kike makes the catch, and he guns down Harris at the plate. Perfect one-hop throw. Great tag by Will Smith, and they aren't able to get a run from it. So that was just a fantastic play of the night defensively. And then with the runner on second, he gets Ozuna to ground out to third, and then next batter he gets Olsen to ground to second. So they get no runs on 2 hits, can't cash in once again, and then bottom of the 4th inning, even a more troublesome situation for Yamamoto. He issues a leadoff triple. So he allowed a leadoff triple, four-seam fastball. Not the worst pitch in the world. Really nice hitting by Laureano there. He triples to center. And then with a runner on third, he gets Murphy swinging on a slider. Nasty pitch down and away. And then Arcia, he gets him to ground to shortstop for the second out. And then he gets Urshela to line out to short to end the inning. So no runs on 10 hits there. So another opportunity that they weren't able to capitalize. So, yeah, I mean, the Braves 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position against Yamamoto. So when they did get a hit, when they did get a walk, when they got someone on base, one, Yamamoto was great, and two, the Dodgers defense was even better. So game ball, player of the game really goes to Dodger dog of the game, I should say. That goes to, how about the Dodgers defense tonight? Tommy Edman in center, Kike Hernandez. Let's give them some love. They certainly deserve that.
Dodger dog of the game.
But let me know down below in the comment section, what did you think of Yoshinobu Yamamoto's outing tonight? I thought that it was more positive momentum. I liked where the four-seam fastball was. Wasn't pumping as high as he was in his last start, but he was averaging still 95.5 miles per hour. That's identical to his yearly average. He topped out at 96.6 miles per hour. Was going with that four-seam fastball, the curveball. He threw 31 four-seam fastballs, 19 curveballs, 13 splitters, 6 cutters, 3 sliders, and he got some really nice swing and miss. He got some 4 whiffs via that splitter, 3 via that curveball, and 10 total on the night. So Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I think that Flaherty probably gets the start in game 1 of the postseason, but I think Yoshinobu Yamamoto has the best stuff. And really, if he can figure out the efficiency and get the buildup, I mean, I could see him being the Dodgers' ace, but pitching second in that NLDS series. I think that he definitely is getting closer and closer to reaching ace status for this team. I'm planting my flag right now. Look, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the ace of the Dodgers right now. I'll say it, period, point blank. His stuff is the nastiest, and when your stuff is the nasty, it plays up the most in the postseason. Sneaky Panda, $2 super chat. D-Mac, I love you, and Illy make you tortoise every day, and I'll make you tortoise every day. I love you back. I'll give you a comment of the show for that one. What's up, John Fernandez? Appreciate you, man. 499 you from Drew. Dougie, I'm loving the Miggy Rowe at bats, moving runners over, etc. The whole team needs to do that. Also, Butane about to carry us in the postseason. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that on probably tomorrow's episode, just to do a little more on just the weekend series wraparound with the Braves. But look, Walker Buehler. Look, you guys have to admit, I mean, some of you guys are criticizing me, saying I'm sticking with Walker Buehler because of what he did in the past and this and that. And I said that, yeah, there's been moments where Landon Knack has been more consistent, but Walker Buehler offered the highest ceiling. And if you get Walker Buehler pitching like this, and Gavin Stone can come back and help this team in some capacity, this rotation is still potentially in a better position than it was in 2021 when you had Buehler, Urias, and Scherzer, because Buehler and Urias were out of gas and Scherzer's arm died. Well, if you have a Flaherty that can still handle this load and he's pitching for a contract, that's a fact. Hope the Dodgers consider an extension, but even if that's not the case, he wants to get himself a nice multi-year deal. Yamamoto missed almost 3 months, so he looks like he has a lot in the tank. Gavin Stone's a rookie, and he's taken some time off, so hopefully he has some in the tank. And Walker Buehler, he's missed a lot of time too, and he's pitching for a contract as well. So, look, you lose Glasnow, it's a massive blow. There's no downplaying that. You can't minimize that at all. Not here to dismiss that. It's a massive blow in a lot of different, for all, like the reasons I stated, because when he's at his best, he's better than anyone on the staff. But still, with this offense, with this bullpen, the Dodgers have enough starting pitching to make a deep run in the postseason. They truly do. They just need guys to step up. The offense has to show up. The offense did not show up in 2022, did not show up last season. That is the biggest reason why they lost. As bad as the pitching was, the biggest reason why they've lost the last couple of seasons is the offense has been generally a no-show. It started at the top with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Your best players don't hit, you're probably not going to win a lot of postseason series. So we can talk a lot about the starters and the injuries and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if the offense plays up to their capabilities, you got to feel good about this team's chances. We got Ricky Vasquez. Outman homered twice yesterday. Shout out to James Outman. I think I'm going to bring him onto the show this week. Great guy, great kid. I just wish him nothing but the best. If it doesn't happen with this team, I hope it happens to the other team, unless they're playing the Dodgers. Glad we split this series. I am too. Carol_S over on YouTube. Feel better. Thank you, El Havanado. Appreciate you for that. Alex Andrade, I don't think we are going to be as easy as everybody paints us to be. John Chan, disappointing series for Ohtani, another 0-4 game. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a takeaway for this series. And I don't want to say selfishly, but I am kind of looking at it this way. Hey, for someone who wasn't going to be in Miami for this next series, I do kind of like the fact that we could be hopefully seeing 50-50 in that next homestand, and your boy's going to be there. So that definitely is kind of good for me, but you're absolutely right. Not the greatest game tonight for Shohei Ohtani. I think you saw him expanding the zone a little too much this series, and I think you saw some big swings in big spots, and yes, that's going to happen at times, but Shohei Ohtani tonight, he goes 0-4, did draw a walk, did have a couple RBIs, so you got to give him credit for that. A couple strikeouts, but I hate to say he's stuck, but he is stuck on 47 home runs. So maybe we see 3 home runs in Miami, but now it's looking more likely that we're going to see him accomplish that feat in L.A. And the longer it takes for him to get it, the more it's going to be top of mind for him, and hopefully he doesn't press to get it. But still, if you look at this entire series for Shohei Ohtani, and not the best series for Shohei Ohtani in the ATL. Not the MVP performances that you would expect. The Friday game, he goes 0-4 with 2 strikeouts. The Saturday game goes 0-2 with the strikeout. And then yesterday, he went 2-4 with 2 strikeouts. So some big strikeouts in that one too. But still, he did have 2 doubles yesterday. So 2 hits, 2 doubles, but no home runs. So a couple extra base hits. And today he was able to get some RBIs, and he drew as a whole 3 walks in the series. So look, hey, he's still Shohei Ohtani. Like I said, complaining about Shohei Ohtani. I mean, even in his worst series, it's like saying he's the poorest billionaire, right? I mean, the guy is phenomenal, fantastic. Everything I want to say about him. So yeah, let's keep it moving though. We'll talk some more Shohei a little bit. D-Mac, my wife loves you. Thanks, Nando. Tell your wife I love her back. Love your wife back. And she's a lucky gal, because Nando, you are a stud, my man. Nando. Randy. D-Mac on the L with the rest of the Dodgers pitchers. Okay, so I'll tell you what happened. I was at a restaurant. I was at brunch. Doing some brunching on Sunday. All of a sudden, I come back to the bathroom for my table, and I kind of get bumped into someone who was going this way, and my back just straight up gave out, and I just collapsed on the floor in the middle of this restaurant. And first thing my wife was saying was like, "Oh no, did another Dodgers player get injured? Did Shohei get injured?" And I collapsed because of that. And I'm like, "No, it's because I hurt my back, and I really froze up, and I couldn't even walk. It was insane. I ended up taking the ambulance to a hospital, got a bunch of medicine, got a bunch of drugs in me, and after a day, I mean, my back's still definitely in some pain. I'm going to be on the fit, probably it's going to be an IL stint, but hey, baseball stops for no one. The Dodger baseball doesn't stop for anyone. Met some really cool people at this hospital, one of which, it was funny, the nurse that was checking me in, after she wrote my name, she was like, "Oh, my 12-year-old son, every time I go into his room, he's watching your show." So shout out to him, shout out to Dodgers fans everywhere. And hopefully the back's going to be just fine. And hey, the most Dodger thing ever, right? The players get injured in September, October. The media members for the Dodgers get injured in September, October. But I'm here for you guys. And, hey, like I always say, if I'm alive, I go live. Okay? But, Yamamoto's showing he can pitch well under stress. That's the best point you could make. Think about this. Truist Park, Braves team desperate to make the postseason. goes out there, gets the job done. And look, he wasn't just, okay, 1, 2, 3, ground ball out, couple strikeouts. No. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 0 for 10. BC, how's it going, my man? Number 1 seed still available. Absolutely. That's a beautiful thing. For all the injuries that this team has suffered, everything is on the table. Number 1 seed, best record in baseball, home field advantage throughout. I mean, look, the Jack Flaherty trade, it was not a luxury. It was not a bonus. It was an essential trade, and it's looking more and more like it could have saved their postseason hopes. So they still have some talent there. Miguel Maravilla over on YouTube. The magic number is down to 9. We got Extend Buehler from John Fernandez. So I had Insider, I was talking to Insider Bob Nightingale, and talking a little after the show, and we talked to him during the show, obviously, and, I was emailing him after, thanking him, and he's just a great guy. Bob Nightingale, he knows his stuff, and Courtney, I miss you too. That was a good one. D-Mac missed you after last night's thrilling 9th inning by the Dodgers. Yeah, totally miss you guys too. That Buehler, the way he's pitching, the Dodgers aren't going to extend him a qualifying offer. It'd be a surprise if they did. Unless he had an incredible postseason run, then maybe they will. It's not off the table. A $9.99 super chat from Lorenzo Gaddis. The keys to the World Series lies in the hands of Trinan Phillips Hudson. Absolutely. Totally agree. Julian, D-Mac, my wife wants to divorce me. Help. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know what you did, so it's hard for me to help. Raul Navarre says magic number 11 for the 2 seed and 9 for the division. So, yeah, getting back to my point about Walker Buehler is Bob Nightingale told me that he sees Walker Buehler signing a 1-year contract, a prove-it type of deal, so he can put himself in a better position to sign a multi-year deal. And if you look at Walker Buehler, the year he's had lots of downs, has had some ups, but the truth is he's 30 years old. He turns 31 next July. Recency bias is so strong. Look at Jordan Montgomery last year with the Texas Rangers. Look at the year he had in the postseason. Right? Look at the year he had in the postseason. And look at that led him to sign a 1-year, $25 million deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks because the market wasn't as robust. And a lot of those Scott Boras clients, they kind of waded deep into the spring training period, and they just weren't getting the deals they wanted signed. But with Walker Buehler, if he has a really nice postseason. I'm not saying it's going to be 2018 Walker Buehler, 2019, 2020 Walker Buehler with that 98 mile per hour, 100 mile per hour stuff, dominating hitters on the top of the zone with 4-seam fastballs or anything like that. What I am saying is that teams are going to remember not how you did in your build back up coming off of your second major arm surgery, right? They're not going to focus on that. If you prove that you can get guys out on the big stages and you still have that, there are going to be teams interested in signing Walker Buehler. So if he improves, maybe there's a multi-year deal out there for him. If he doesn't, I think with Walker Buehler, if you get him on a 1-year deal, if he's great and you extend him the QO, I mean, it's over $20 million. That's a lot for a guy with that performance this season. But if you could get him on a really favorable 1-year deal, next season, Glasnow, Yamamoto, you never know. You don't know if they're getting Roki Sasaki. There's still questions for all those guys. Shohei Ohtani's coming back from a second major arm surgery as well. Buehler knows the system. He knows what it's like to pitch in this organization. And I wouldn't rule it out. I would not rule it out is if the Dodgers would consider bringing out Walker Buehler. BC points out Buehler at 2.94 career postseason ERA. It's a fire take. It's a comment of the show. Why did he leave his team? So, yeah, we'll talk about Tyler Glasnow in a little bit. We got a $1.99 super chat from Rihanna Keeves. I love that. D-Max, the Vince Scully of YouTube streamer tortoise. You guys give it, man. I'm starving. I really need to go get some tortas tonight. Tonight. Of all the nights I've wanted a torta, this is probably number one because I've had hospital food for the last 24 hours. They gave me a turkey, and look, these guys are great, but I got a turkey sandwich with just white bread and just turkey on it. No mayonnaise, nothing. It was super dry, so I've never craved a torta this much. Nando3, DMAC Unsolved Mysteries is doing an episode on Tyler Glasnow's disappearance. Is he done like no postseason? I mean, Dave Roberts said when it comes to Tyler Glasnow that it's highly unlikely, and that he's mostly done for the year. So, I mean, sure, they didn't say he's 100% done, but he said that he's likely out for the season with that sprained right elbow. And he was going to face hitters in a sim game. He was warming up, and he waved it off, and something was up, and we are where we are now. So, yeah, who knows? They get really deep, and things change. Possibly a situation. Now, let's talk about this game a little more, then we'll talk a little more Glass. Now, I'm going to read 10 comments right here before I get to that. Ohtani pressing, thinking about that 50-50 from Jaime Hernandez. We got Peter G. Was there a Glasnow update, or is it coming? Yeah, we'll talk about the Glasnow. Roy Estrada, Ohtani needs to leave Miami 49-49 and get 50-50 at home against the Padres. I like that. I like that idea. Padres, even though the Padres have already clinched that season series. So, yeah, the Dodgers do play more, but if you look at where the Padres already are, they have the advantage. They have the advantage. They were against the Dodgers this year, so it's unfortunate that you really can't take that. But the Padres have won 7 of 10 against the Dodgers this season, 7 of 10. But you have another 3-game series, so at least you can hopefully shatter their dreams still and keep them out of the postseason to some capacity if you dominate that series, depending on where they are. Glasnow is home clipping his bonsai tree and listening to Norah Jones. Alfonso. What are you saying? A Norah Jones pull. A Norah Jones pull on this show. Don't know why I didn't call. Isn't that her song? You got me with that one. We got Betty gets 50-50 this weekend. I need 50-50 at Dodger Stadium. Can you imagine the moment? Dodger Stadium. What if it's a walk-off? Just like, I mean, if he had a grand slam after to get the first one against the Rays. I was there. I remember asking Shohei the first question. It's so funny. Everyone's asking about 40-40, tell him how great he is. And my first question on Shohei was, hey, can you get 50-50? He's got to be thinking to himself, hey, man, let me just enjoy this. But what Shohei told me is Shohei said, I want to get 50-50 because if I up to 50-50, it means I'm helping my team more. I'm hitting more home runs. I'm stealing more bases. So it's always rooted in winning and wanting to be the best player he can. Kelly O'Shea, he carried the team yesterday, Shohei, until everyone finally decided to get on board. Yeah, Kelly, I mean, trust me. I mean, I always see in the comments, why don't you just marry Shohei already, D-Mac? So, yeah, you're not going to hear me doing that. BC says turtleneck earning a playoff spot. Wow, that's a hot take. That's a hot take, BC. Usher and Mookie is D-Mac and Nando. Dylan McKay. How about Mookie Betts saying on that in-game interview that if Usher sang at his wife and serenaded his wife, Brianna bets that he was going to elbow him and tackle him. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was great. Rosemary Rodriguez, yes, she did. She was thinking, you know how she is. Here we go. Chris says, you are not gaslighting us, D-Mac. We are realists and optimists by remember the $88 Dodgers only having Hershiser as the go-to guy. Game 1 was Belcher, a rookie. We know the story. Go Dodgers. There you go, Chris. You know how it is. You get that one hot pitcher, man. You get 2, even better. Here we go. Nando39 says D-Mac's injury is sus like Dustin May throat injury. You guys. D-Mac confirmed drug it. No, baseball if I stop that. Oh, so yeah, that's, you know. D-Mac needs a backectomy. I could use one of those. For sure. D-Mac on the out. I'm still here for you guys. As long as I don't have a sprained throat, man. As long as my throat, don't have Tommy John in my throat, I'll be good. Dylan McKay, D-Mac's waitress at the restaurant, was it? No, I didn't order a torta. I didn't have tortas at this restaurant. I don't know what you're even talking about. Get some lidocaine patches, D-Mac. They threw a couple of those on me, for sure. Joel Rodriguez, can't read that. You're going to get a bruh. D-Mac out there slipping on torta grease and throwing out his back. You guys are just on one. But continuing on to this game, we got to talk about the offense coming alive. And I forgot who pointed out on the show earlier, but yeah, I mean, when you look at the box score, you see 9 runs, you expect to see possibly double-digit hits, but it was just 4 hits that got the Dodgers those 9 runs. We talked about the top of the 3rd inning where Miguel Rojas had the heads-up play to score on the Max Fried wild pitch. Well, top of the 5th inning, Miguel Rojas, he was that guy too. After a Tommy Edman ground rule double, great piece of hitting by Tommy Edman, who, by the way, Tommy Edman is the man. And Tommy Edman he found his way. After those back-to-back multi-home run games, Tommy Edman has just found his spot, man. He looks like the go-to center fielder. Saw the great play he made early in this game, that way he played off the wall, the relay. Well, on the season now with the Dodgers, I mean, the numbers are there. I mean, really, on the year with LA, now in 100 plate appearances this season, 28 hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs. He scored 14 runs, has 15 ribbies. He's hitting .298. Has a .330 on base, a .521 slug, and he has a 135 weighted runs created plus. He's 35% above league average. And he's back for next season. And he's your starting center fielder next year when the Dodgers did not have an answer there. Love Tommy Edman. He's the ultimate. He's basically what you had hoped that Chris Taylor and Kike could be this season. I mean, he's the best version of that. We're talking not Kike and Chris Taylor can play great defense. Edman can play Gold Glove defense, and this is even the best version that we've seen out of Edman hit as far as that level of weighted runs created plus. But he gets things kicked off there in the 5th inning with that ground rule double, and the next batter, Miguel Rojas, 6th pitch the at bat. He takes a Max Fried sinker. And singles to right. That scored Edman to put the Dodgers up 2-0. Next batter, Max Muncy. HBP for the funky Muncy. He gets hit by a pitch. Rojas advances to second. That sets the Dodgers up with runners on first and second. The next batter, Kike Hernandez. He flied to right. Rojas advanced to third, so that set the Dodgers up with runners on the corners and a couple outs. And then Shohei Ohtani, for the first out, he grounded out into a fielder's choice. That scored Rojas. That made it 3-0 for the second out. They got Muncy out at second. The next batter, Mookie Betts, he struck out on 3 pitches. But the Dodgers got 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 on the Rojas single that scored Edman after the ground rule double to start the inning. And then Shohei Ohtani, not the big numbers tonight, but still a productive out there. He grounded into that fielder's choice to short to score Rojas. And then how about Evan Phillips in this Dodgers bullpen continuing to look the part, continuing to look like the wagon that could take them into a deep postseason run? This is the best version of the Dodgers bullpen that we've seen in quite some time, and Evan Phillips is a big reason why. He's turned his season around after that midseason slump that he was in. Well, he goes 1-2-3 in the 5th. Lots of soft contact in that inning. Really did a nice job. Strikes early in the count and all coming via that 4-seam fastball. So the biggest difference between Evan Phillips now than the one that we saw slumping is getting back to using that fastball to set everything up. Against Merrifield on the lineout, 4-seam fastball, 96 up in the zone for strike 1, ends up as a lineout for the first out. Against Michael Harris, gets ahead in the count 0-2, 2 swinging strikes via that 4-seam fastball, eventually gets him to ground out with a cutter, soft contact. Then Soler, first pitch, strike, 4-seam fastball. He ends up getting to fly out with the sweeper. So using that 4-seam fastball to command to set up the soft stuff, to get the soft contact with the cutters and the sweepers. So really nice work there by Fireman Phillips. Then bottom of the 6th inning, Blake Treinen continuing to look better of late too. A 1-2-3 inning for Blake Treinen. A couple flyouts. Then he struck out Laureano with a nasty sinker. And then top of the 7th inning, this was the big inning for the Dodgers. This is where they blew it wide open. And after a Tommy Edman flied out to shortstop for the first out, Miguel Rojas was involved in all the innings that involved scoring tonight. Third inning with the score on the wild pitch. He's the one that had the RBI there in the 5th inning to score Edmund. And then in the big 7th inning, Miggy Rowe came up once again. He drew a 6-pitch walk with 1 out. That set up Max Muncy with Miggy Rowe at first and 1 out. And Max Muncy, he draws a walk on 7 pitches. And then Dave Roberts elects to pinch hit for Kike Hernandez, and he brings Gavin Lux to the plate, and then Gavin Lux, he draws a walk on 5 pitches, and that was a bummer for the Braves because Bummer comes in to pitch to Shohei Ohtani, who grounded into another fielder's choice to second that also scored Rojas, that gave the Dodgers a 4-0 lead. Then next batter, Mookie Betts. He comes to the plate, 2-2 count, 7th pitch of the at-bat. He hits a sac fly to center, productive out. I love the at-bat there, love the approach, not trying to do too much, let's just tack on some more runs. That scored Muncy to put the Dodgers up 5-0, and then Teoscar Hernandez, 1-1 count, had that Manny Ramirez-like follow-through on that one. He singled to right to score Lux to put the Dodgers up 6-0, and then Freddie Freeman. He wasn't crying this time in Atlanta. He was making Atlanta fans cry. He gave the Braves the ATL. He was up 3-1 the count. Of course, he's got green light in that situation. He sees a sinker just on the outer half, and he crushed a bomb off a lefty on lefty crime, 345-foot bomb for Freddie Freeman, and that blew the doors wide open. The Dodgers go up 9-0 thanks to a Freddie Freeman 3-run bomb. So really, that was the inning right there. That was the inning right there, and I like it too. It's a combination of good plate discipline with all the walks. Then you get some smaller ball type hits with the Shohei Ohtani infield fielder's choice, and then the Mookie Betts fly out that goes to the sacrifice fly. But yeah, how about Freddie Freeman coming through? You know that had to feel good for Freddie Freeman, just hitting a bomb, 3-run shot. And yeah, he had been going through a little slump. At one point, he was 3 for his last 26. But still on the year, Freddie Freeman, he's hitting 280, 139 weighted runs created plus. That was his 22nd home run of the season. So Freddie's production isn't like it was last year, the year before that, but he's still putting up all-star numbers. It's just not MVP numbers, but still, I still believe in him. We got Jason Dime. What up, Jason? We got El Mach Chingon. I hope the Astros get caught cheating with the lead against the Madres and they cancel the game so that both teams lose. It's common of the show. But yeah, after that, the Dodgers really just kind of took care of business for the rest of the evening. Daniel Hudson comes in, and he did walk Murphy with the first at-bat he faced, but then was able to get a couple quick outs on a fly out on just 2 pitches. Urshela, he gets him to line out on 3 pitches, and then old friend Cavan Biggio. Gosh, look, man, you think this is dark times now. I mean, there was a time when you had Cavan Biggio playing significant games for the Dodgers. So, yeah, Cavan Biggio comes in, and he strikes out on a slider from D. Huddy, night down below. And then a couple innings later, bottom of the 8th, Honeywell, Fear, the turtleneck, he goes 1-2-3. And then bottom of the 9th, Honeywell, who has value because of his ability to go multiple innings, to go sit on the dugout, do some up downs. And he comes in and he walked Olsen, but after that, he gets a couple outs on the ground outs, and then, yeah, all ground outs to end the game. He got Arcia to ground out to end the game. So really, really nice job by Yamamoto. Doesn't give you 5-6 innings, but pitched around traffic, still gave up no runs, 2 walks, which you won back, 4 hits, but still was aided by some great defense. And Yamamoto, 10 for 17 on first pitch strike, was a little more judicious with his pitches in his first appearance back, but in this outing you want to continue to improve on the command, but it's still a place to pitch. But look at this bullpen tonight. You get 5 innings from your bullpen. They all put up zeros, and combined, no hits. Evan Phillips didn't give up a hit. Blake Trinan didn't give up a hit. Hudson didn't give up a hit. Honeywell didn't give up a hit. Does that count as a bullpen team no-hitter? That counts, right? Let's have a parade for that. It's a fire take and give it to myself. But, yeah, great job. And Blake Trinan, He gets the hold, his 13th of the season. Evan Phillips gets the win, his 4th of the season. Dodgers get the dub. But now let's talk about Tyler Glasnow. So Dave Roberts said about Tyler Glasnow, who's not with the team right now. His locker room was cleaned out. Fabian Ardai of The Athletic, he tweeted the other day that they were trying to go talk to him. And when they came back, he was gone. Let me see the exact tweet from Fabian Ardai, just so we can kind of break this down properly. And I kind of want to get your guys' takes on this whole thing. If you think there is drama, if you think there's any weirdness by it, I definitely want to know about it from your end. I'll give you my take as well. Could it be a nothing burger? Kind of think it is. But look, if you ever read the book, The Boys of Summer by Roger Kahn, he always says, if there's something to talk about that's off the field anyway, it's always do it. Always do it. Because, yeah. So this is what Fabian Ardai tweeted. He said, this was yesterday. He said, Tyler Glasnow declined comment when approached by reporters last night, said he would be right back. Glasnow doesn't have a locker today in Atlanta. And then today, Dave Roberts was asked about Tyler Glasnow's absence, and Bill Plunkett tweeted, Dave Roberts said he has exchanged texts with Tyler Glasnow, emphasized it is, quote, an excused absence. Roberts knows where he went, didn't think it needed to be public information. Will rejoin team in LA for homestand. Absence doesn't involve getting his elbow examined. So here's one thing I'll tell you. You talk to all these players during interviews. You talk to them before and after interviews when you're not recording. They all love Dave Roberts. It's not something they just say on camera, and they really do love him. And one thing they love about him is he's always going to protect his players. Whether it's when they're slumping, whether if they're going through something, whether it's in a situation like this. Now, personally, for a pitcher that isn't expected, isn't it D-Mac? Why haven't you had a Vestia jersey giveaway rolling? I'll think about that. If it isn't expected to play, look, he probably Roy Miranda, D-Mac, get yourself an infrared sauna. I'm going to have to take you up on that. If he's not going to play, then he's not going to pitch. Look, he probably just kind of wanted to take care of some stuff. I don't know if he's going like an Aaron Rodgers type darkness retreat or anything like that. But I don't think this is that big of a deal. I truly do not, especially because he's going to be back with that team. Now, why weren't people talking about Mookie Betts when he was not with the team during his injury? Why weren't they talking about Max Muncy when he was not with his injury? Clayton Kershaw for a while. I mean, when players get injured, it's an emotional situation for them, especially for someone like Tyler Glasnow that did every single thing in his power to try to stay on the mound this season. And unfortunately, he's not going to be pitching for this team in the postseason, most likely. And that hurts for someone like Tyler Glasnow. It hurts for the organization. He knows what people are saying on the X. He knows what people are saying on IG. He knows what people are saying on Reddit. He knows the reputation that precedes him. He knows the haters are saying glass arm right now. And that can't feel good, especially, look, I remember talking to Tyler Glasnow, and he went on and on and on about, hey, I want to prove that the injuries that I suffered were all related to that one arm injury, and that this is not something that's going to linger. It's not something that's going to define my career. He told me that he wanted to set a new career high with innings pitched and games started. He certainly did that, but did that lead to him basically not being able to pitch the rest of the season? I think it did. I think in the future, I mean, man, do you start a season in June? I mean, do you start a season in July? Do you have 6-inning pitch limits for him? Do you have something where you can only pitch 100 to 120 innings tops? I mean, something needs to be done because this is your investment, and you did not pay him $136.5 million to pitch in the regular season. That means nothing. The Dodgers proved last season you can win a regular season division championship, and they're going to win their 11th division championship in the last 12 years, and they're third in a row pretty soon here. Doesn't matter to them. Doesn't matter to you. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to the organization. Yes, Andrew Friedman says the first goal is to win the division. Sure, but ultimately, it's not going to do anything for whether or not you think this team succeeded or failed this season. If they win the division and don't win the World Series, you're going to consider the season a failure. And having your ace pitch in the postseason is more important than anything you can do in the regular season. So they have to find some way to make Glasnow available in the postseason. Because if the postseason falls and this team isn't able to make the run that you think they're going to make, and starting pitching is a big reason why, a lot of people are going to be pointing the finger at Glasnow. A lot of people are going to be pointing the finger at the front office for going out and trading for him. So thoughts on, I think that's the bigger issue here versus, okay, Glasnow's not with this team because he's not pitching in the postseason. I like this. Greg Valleos, MIG MVP. I see what you did there. You kind of have to. It looks better on paper than it reads, but MIGVP. There you go. Rojas MVP from Elisheva Jones. Good night, y'all. Go Dodgers as always. Home of the Braves. Re-signed Teoscar and Flaherty. They certainly have the money to do that. I'll tell you that a lot of it though has to do. I'm telling you, how do they perform in the postseason? I'm telling you, a lot of these guys, their Dodger fate is going to be predicated largely on that. So definitely consider that for sure. But yeah, I mean, a couple more news and nuggets for today. Joe Kelly, speaking of guys that aren't with the team, Joe Kelly is back with the team. He is going to be activated during the Dodgers series with the Marlins, so he made his rehab starts already. He looked good. He has the velocity. It's just about him having the right command at the right time. So don't underestimate Joe Kelly. If he can get right, he can help this team. Also, Austin Barnes will be headed to the IL with a toe fracture. And Hunter Fiducia, he is going to be the corresponding move. He was already making his way to rejoin the team, and he was supposed to be there by the first pitch. So Hunter Fiducia back with the team. I know that a lot of people want to see Dalton Rushing. I still think the plan for Dalton Rushing is let's give him every day at bats in AAA. If things change, maybe you consider him getting back in there. I wouldn't like to see Dalton Rushing just starting his big league career in the postseason. So it looks like that's something that's highly unlikely at this point, but things could change with that. But right now it feels like they're fine with giving him the reps down at the AAA level and potentially having Andy Pages be that guy. And I think Kevin Kiermaier is someone who could be the odd man out at this time for that final roster spot. So Chris Taylor, they clearly like Chris Taylor. They clearly want to see him be a part of this team, whether you like it or not. Chris Taylor has a history with this team. He has a history in the postseason. That means something. And if you look at how he has fared of late, I mean, in September, CT3 has been performing that great. He's hitting .217 with a .511 OPS. So, personally, I would take Kiermaier, his defense, and at least a left-handed bat, and potentially a Andy Pages as well. So we'll see. We'll have more time to talk about that. I mean, I really would honestly I would have brought him up Dalton Rushing yesterday. I mean, to me, it's Dalton Rushing all day, every single day, because he has that special swing that could play up in the postseason. But then Anthony Banda, he's in Arizona. He is in playing catch mode with it, which is good, and the team still, they hope that he'll be able to be back before the end of the season. So there you go. Some positive news on Anthony Banda, and that kind of tips their hand on what they feel about, how they feel about Banda and his potential to be on this postseason roster. Is, look, before the end of the season, why would you bring back a guy before the end of the season if you didn't think it was going to be a part of your postseason bullpen? So Banda could be back. He punched a wall, or whatever he punched. We'll see. And then Joe Kelly's back, and Austin Barnes in the IL. So there you go. And the other thing that Dave Roberts pointed out today as it pertains to today's game is that when it comes to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, is they're going to pitch him on regular rest with the 4 days rest in between the starts. He hasn't done that at all this season. And they're going to do that before the postseason. And, yeah, I mean, they probably won't need that with the whole playoff schedule, but they definitely want to factor that in. You want to give them as many bites of the apple as far as regular season starts as you possibly can. So some positive injury news for sure, especially as far as the bullpen's concerned. Brusdar Graterol, Joe Kelly, Anthony Banda. The bullpen pieces are healthy, man. Kopech's look great. Evan Phillips has looked great. Blake Trines look great. Daniel Hudson's looked better too. So I mean, you gotta feel pretty damn good about this bullpen for sure. But let's. So this is Jason Diamond. We are going to regret the Glasnow extension. That's TBD. But certainly the way this year ended, it's going to take basically a full year to have him be on the positive side of that. I mean, here's the thing: if Tyler Glasnow never has a postseason where he's one of the top 4 or 5 reasons why the Dodgers won the World Series, I could not agree more. That yes, that is a bust. He would be a bust of a signing. He could make the All-Star team every single year. He could win the Cy Young every single year in the regular season. And if he doesn't factor in largely for the Dodgers in the postseason to help them win a World Series, then you can't say it was a good contract. Because at this point, the way this franchise is going, we have already proven to us with middling to frontline starting-ish pitchers and the way you can spread out pitchers through the duration of a season that you can win the World Series, that you can win the regular season as far as your division championship without that. So I tend to agree with you, but I hope that things change. Rosemary Rodriguez, I don't care what he has to say. It doesn't change a thing. Glasnow going to rehab from Craig Osterberg. Mike Domingo, Dodgers should sign Bauer again. Glasnow went to get some weed. That's funny because your profile picture is a picture of some blue weed. So I see what you did right there. You're probably high watching the show, and that's good stuff for you, man. It reminds me of that Stephen A. Smith bit was like, stay off the weed. Duh. The Boys of Summer, great book. Yep, John Ballmer, definitely a classic. Alfonso Lucio, Dave Roberts loves to keep things from people. Must suck for Mrs. Roberts. Okay, taking a little far there. D-Mac has the Dodgers Andrew Jones jersey. I don't. I like random jerseys. One of my favorite thing to do when I go to a game is just try to point out the most random jersey I can see. D-Mac, the guys you mentioned were coming back and needed rehab. Glasnow's out for the year. It's from Alex Renteria. Yep, that's true. This year, next year, Glasnow is not it. Los Dodgers, Glasnow, Barber, Fit, hit him. Mooks was bowling. Who is everyone voting for Padres Astros? Yeah, I mean, that one is not a fun matchup. I mean, can I root for Meteor? How about Meteor? Can you root for Meteor hitting the Earth? No. Did D-Mac lose weight? The black shirt? That's Shuts MLBs. But, no, got to keep going. Los Dodgers, what a mistake signing Glasnow. What an injury-prone dude. Hope Glasnow ain't another Urias or Bauer. That's from ADG. World Series or bust from BC. By the way, can I say something too? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but after Saturday's loss, Dave Roberts had a team meeting. No reporters were in there. It was just them. And Dave Roberts was hanging out in the clubhouse, talking to the team. And it really, the message was, and Oral Hershiser was talking about this during the broadcast, the message was, hey, we've had some bad injury luck of late. There's no doubt about that. But there's still a lot of talent in this room, and I still believe in all the guys in this clubhouse and that we could still win the World Series, and we need to go out there and perform like it. Well, since Dave Roberts' rant, before those 2 games, the Dodgers lost the first 2 games of the series of the Braves by a combined score of 16-3. They lost 6-2 on Friday, 10-1 on Saturday. Last 2 games of the series, the Dodgers won by a final combined score of 18-2. 9-2 yesterday and 9-0 tonight. So for all the doomers out there, Dave Roberts can't coach anyone. Dave Roberts can't manage a brown paper box. Dave Roberts this, Dave Roberts that. He's not a leader of men. It's a really good example of Dave having an impact. And, hey, I mean, I don't know what kind of credit you want to give him for that, but certainly it's a little more than nothing. I will say that. But a couple more here, guys, and we will be back tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. Thanks for joining us here for the post-game show. We got still 2-0 Padres, middle of the 6th inning. Let's go Tortoise from Rebecca Michelle David. Great game. When will Ohtani hit another home run? Visto, I'm saying tomorrow against the Marlins. I think he goes deep. I'm going to say first inning, first at bat. Let's go. Looks like the team needing help from Rosemary Rodriguez. You guys are crazy. Roberts must have hugged in that meeting. Yeah, gave everyone the Johan Ramirez hug we saw back in Cincinnati. He worked for a couple months, right? Nando, 390. Dave Roberts started hugging everyone in the clubhouse showers. Come on now. Just come on. Chris Villalobos. Not ideal, but we're stronger than the last few postseasons. If we want it, we got to show it. Get mad, no mental mistakes. Don't want to feel like I want more than the players the last 3 past seasons. Yeah, I mean, look, I know sometimes it feels like that. I can guarantee you it's not the truth. As much as I even agree with you, I feel that way too. But these guys want it bad. But baseball is a game of concentration. Baseball is a game where it can get very frustrating when you're not having success at the plate, so it feels like you're dejected and you're demoralized, you're not celebrating, you don't have that fire and passion. But that's why I look at guys like Teoscar Hernandez and guys like Miguel Rojas and guys like Kike Hernandez and honestly, frankly, Shohei Ohtani, because he gets fired up on the big stages as well. So look at the way he threw off his hat and screamed and roared after he struck out his teammate Mike Trout in the WBC. So there are guys that can show some passion and fire. So that's why I like this team. I truly think that there's a different version of a Dodgers team, and a lot of it has to do with the recent acquisitions. And Miguel Rojas is different this year because it's a more prominent role, and then he's hitting better later in the year. So, and Tommy Edman as well. I mean, it's a different makeup. I mean, gritty guys combined with superstars that can slug. So I like it. I love it. Mr. Marty Mart was Roberts in HBO Max, The Leftovers. LFG Gotani. Take your ibuprofen, D-Mac. I definitely going to take it tonight. That's for sure. Man. What's the biggest steal of the year? Shohei's 50 or Ippei's? Okay, we're getting to that part of the show. I'm going to give you a finishing for that. I might finish him, bud. I'll give you a fire take. The curse of 2021 is broken. We beat the Braves tonight. There you go. I heard Shador is pitching for Colorado. Interesting. They got that dog in them, Dodger Dave. JKid323. Someone on Twitter said, if the Dodgers win the World Series, D-Mac is twerking while doing a shoey. Is that true, D-Mac? Why not? I don't know. With my back right now, I'll tell you this. My back right now, there'd be no twerking, or I'll be back in for sure. For sure. BC, only 5 minutes away from an hour. Watching Jefferson from Jefferson County. Keep an eye on my cats and dogs so they don't go missing. Matt, I saw a funny meme. It was about the NFL. It was the only cats and dogs that are getting eaten in Ohio are the Bengals and the Browns. Alex Renteria, Rockies walked it off tonight. Need the Trastros to come back. There you go, Alex Renteria. You love that. Ippei taught Shohei how to steal. JR. You guys are killing it tonight. Killing it. LMFAO, Cholo Tani, D-Mac, Los Tortas. They are eating Dodger dogs in Springfield. Two triple. You guys are awesome. Maybe we need Lance Lynn. Maybe not, because we actually want to win and not see a home run derby and him pitch BP, and he just gave up another home run as I finish this sentence. Alex, you're correct. But, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Nation post-game show. The Dodgers get the dub. They split the series with the Braves. They win by a final score of 9-0. They improve to 89-61. The magic number is 9 on the season, and it's bottom of the 6th in San Diego, and the Padres are up 2-0. So I think I'm going to watch that after this one. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hit the like button on the way out. If you really want to support the show, I'll do a couple walk-off shots. That Dodgers Nation hat is fire. We'll do some more hat giveaways pretty soon. Alex Quintero, we sent 5 out last week. Great split. I'll take it. DMac was twerking at dinner and went on the IL. Later, DMac. Later, I Surf Nerd. Let's go tacos. Worthless Astros, Rebecca, Michelle, feel better. DMac, take care of yourselves. Thank you for that. Get better, man. I'll be good, guys. You guys give me life. You guys pump life into me like Kevin Kiermaier got from the Dodgers. Good night, DMac. Good night, Dodgers Nation. Tortoise for life. We win perfect. I'll give you that one on the way out. Peace out. Love the show. See you, John. See you, Ref. See you, Dodger Dog. Love that right there. Dave McIntyre. See you later, guys. That's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, do us a huge favor. Subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Hit that like button. Also, very important, remember, nothing brings us together like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue. Let's do it the right way. And I'm out.